Episode 13, Season 1, DS9.
Lucky 13, let's go. Hopefully, the nice energy we had at the last 15 minutes of the previous episode will carry into this one.
Yeah, give us another Captain Pursuit. Give us a Q less. A past prologue, Some of the ones I've really enjoyed. Let's get back to that, hopefully.
The encryption system was extremely easy to break.
So they wanted us to find these.
Oh, she had long hair.
You might want to warn Kira before she sees her file.
Warn me? About what?
Oh, God, no. Don't read old tweets about you. Been there, done that.
The Kai is here.
Kai. Opaka.
From the pilot?
A minor operative whose activities are limited to running errands?
Oh, yeah. At first, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
Unfortunately, it can only be seen when a ship enters it or exits. But there's nothing scheduled for today.
A shame.
You can just run something through it just for the show?
Prepare the Yangtze Kion for launch, Chief. Kira and I are taking the Kai through the wormhole.
I wonder if the beings that are inside the wormhole ever get annoyed by how much traffic is coming through.
Do you mean on the other side of the wormhole?
No, remember in the pilot, the beings that Cisco was talking to. They're inside, the wormhole.
Oh my God.
Didn't even think about that, did you? You only care about yourself.
You have a child, don't you?
I do. I have a little girl, man.
Would you give this to her for me?
It's not often I have the pleasure to give a gift to the daughter of a legend. Oh, thank you. Oh.
Yeah, just tosses in the nearest bin. Do you think she's going to die or something?
Oh.
Maybe that's why she gave it
that
to
could
him?
be it, yeah.
Like, it's my time. I want to die in the wormhole.
Yeah, I've never left the planet, so I might as well, go out through this crazy wormhole. I gotta say, Deep Space Nine, based on the two that I remember, the two we've just watched, not the strongest hooks.
I mean, I guess in a way it was an interesting hook in the sense of, like, bringing back that character. I would have never expected that. Not that I care about her at all, but it's like, oh, okay.
Well, maybe it'll be tied in with some Kira-related lore or growth.
Yeah, of course, that was my first thought when it started with her in the file and everything. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, another Kira episode, but I don't know. We'll see.
Also, the Cardassians have been awfully quiet lately. I miss that one guy, the clothes designer. Where's he at? I already forgot his name. Yeah.
Plain, simple Garrock?
Well, who knows? Maybe Paul Lynch directed this one. Probably never been on a spaceship before. Until today.
The other side of the galaxy, to be precise. The Gamma Quadrant is 70,000, over 67 years to get here.
What are the fucking odds?
Bro had that bulk contract.
It's heading toward us.
Shields up.
Reading a massive energy buildup in the satellite.
She knew this would happen.
But it's part of some prophecy.
Brace for impact.
It's like you literally have the commander of the station, the number one, the doctor. It's like, oh.
And no one wearing a seatbelt. Ooh!
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
That'd be a tough thing to act. Like, act like you're knocked down and have to get out of this little hole.
It's people gotta carry you out.
You can't look like you're trying too hard.
Stay with us, Opaka. Stay with us.
Say it.
Because this was like a religious figure to them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah.
It'd be kind of like if you had the Pope on your shuttle and he died.
Mm.
Not to us, we wouldn't care, but
Yeah, oh yeah.
to some people. Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my God, it's the cavemen from TOS.
You have no idea what the Kai means to them. When they heard Cisco had taken her into the wormhole.
Constable, tell them we're doing the best we can, okay?
Dude, they're going to be so screwed.
Station a ship on the Gamma side. We'll stay in close touch by subspace.
That was an awesome shot. Okay,
Yeah, what?
Paul.
Yeah. And the one, Bajoran contact they have, Kira, is with them, so yeah, they're really screwed.
You're not all the same race.
I'm a Bajoran.
Oh my god.
I'm Golan Shalal, leader of the Ennis. Why are you...
That's Mike from Breaking Bad.
You know nothing of the punishment. We're just beginning to explore this sect. Our home is on the other side of the galaxy.
Major. But yeah, when I saw the name Jonathan Banks come up in the credits, I was like, is that someone I know?
Oh, I didn't even look at the I didn't even look at the guest stars. Wow.
I apologize for our cautious nature, if you haven't realized we're at war.
It's all so senseless. Her life ends on some unknown moon. And for what?
I still think she knew. Oh no! Don't kill Jonathan Banks.
Commander!
What? She's Jesus Christ. Damn. Alright, Aura. Bro is aura farming.
How do you explain this, Doctor?
Although she appears to be normal, her physiology has been radically altered.
How?
I'm not sure.
What?
It's okay. It's all right.
So they're all coming back to life. It must be something on this moon.
Anything interesting in that direction?
An uncharted binary star system.
Well, guess it's time to chart it.
So this could be a breakthrough of unprecedented magnitude.
It's too dangerous.
I'll see to his protection.
And people are literally coming back to life, so...
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
How long have you been here?
It feels like an eternity. It's all part of the punishment.
Yep.
How did your fight begin?
Some say it was water, some say it was land. It's not really very relevant now.
Damn, they don't even know.
That's enough, Major.
We're trapped on this moon with only his forces between us and damnation. When the Null attack again, we...
I said that's enough!
The rules of war change. You'll understand as the years begin to pass, Major.
Set a meeting with this Slango.
This is hopeless, but I will talk.
Man, how long do you think they've been there?
I mean, they're talking about, phaser weapons going out of style centuries ago, so...
And he also said it was an ancient prayer.
What we need is a magnet.
Magnet?
Yeah. You want to pick a piece of metal out of straw, you use a magnet.
I never thought of that.
Differential magnetomer.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of a differential magnetomer. How does it work?
I'll let you know as soon as I finish making one.
There we go, Chief.
The man.
Nice work, Julian.
No one's there to give him any credit. He has to give it to himself.
I don't enjoy fighting. Yes, I've fought my entire life, but for a good cause. I don't want you to think that I am this violent person without a soul, without a conscience.
Oh, she's doing the ear thing.
I'm afraid the prophets won't forgive me.
They're just waiting for you to forgive yourself.
Well, damn.
We're picking up something from its moon.
Laying in a new course, full impulse.
I mean, these guys are just going to crash as well.
Yeah, but I trust the Chief being able to fly it in nice.
I told them we'd transport them off this moon.
Isn't that a bit like assisting a jailbreak?
I don't need you to interpret the Prime Directive for me, Doctor.
Ooh!
They will resettle us on different planets.
Explain why you chose to ally yourself with the Ennis.
Like, bro, we just got here.
I think you're lying.
Okay, fine. Fuck off. We'll just transport these people.
I was wondering, after all this time, why haven't these people worked it out? But after listening to this guy, I can understand why they haven't worked this out.
Let them bring all of their people out of hiding first to prove their honorable intentions.
Do you think that I would allow a single Knoll to escape this planet alive?
Oh! Oh!
Yeah.
There you go!
Fuck yeah, let's go. Oh!
Get some blood splatter in there. Onto the lens of the camera.
There we go, Paul. Got some action going.
I'm sorry, Commander, but I've discovered we can't afford to die here. Not even once.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Is there any way for us to get a comm line through the field?
Well, I've got 1% to work with, don't I?
Once the microbes have restored a body after death, that body then becomes permanently dependent on them for all cellular function.
Oh.
If the microbes are removed from this ecosystem, they'll stop functioning.
Oh.
So Pocket is dead.
Yep.
They Jurassic Parked them.
They're working on a way to penetrate the defense system.
Are we staying, Commander?
Yes, you are.
Leaving without us?
They still don't know.
If I could disable the mechanism in these microbes, they should no longer function when someone is killed, and these people would finally be able to die.
You really think the fear of death will end the fighting? Never has in any other war.
It will allow us to finally win, to wipe out the Knoll for good.
We could finally and truly destroy our enemies.
Yeah, too far gone.
My work is here now, Commander. But your power and mine will cross again.
Oh, there we go.
There, a nice little end on the scene there.
Fade to black ending.
There we go, Paul. You think they made it on the runabout?
We just watched Battle Lines, and now we're going to talk about it. But first, our whiteboard reactions.
Well, war is hell, but episode is fine.
I said, this is a pretty fun TOS episode.
That is a good way to put it. That is a great way to put it.
A little bit bland, a little bit boring at parts, but the whole setup, the idea, what they try to do here, I found very interesting, and I thought the execution was mostly good. You know, we can jump into it, but I think overall this falls on the side of I liked it.
I think so too. I think I do like it. I love Jonathan Banks. I love this species. I loved his performance. This is definitely a good idea on the whiteboard, but perfect in execution? No. But anytime there's a good downer ending like that, I'm always down for it. Where a species is so just blinded by hate and probably centuries of fighting each other, there's no rational thought, and then Sisko's just, nope, nothing we can do here. He didn't save the day. This is kind of like the loss I was talking about. He didn't, I don't know if it's anything to do with Sisko's fault here, but he didn't completely change the species' livelihood like in the TOS episode with the computer games fighting each other.
Taste of Armageddon.
Taste of Armageddon, yeah. He didn't get the win like that. He didn't change everything. He tried to have this ceasefire and it just didn't work. He said, you know what? We're done. We're leaving. I love it for that. Stuff with Kira, fine, I guess. The emotional acting, I don't know if I was fully bought in on it. That's all I got.
Yeah, so I'll start with those points. So, Jonathan Banks was good, but if it wasn't Jonathan Banks, like if I didn't know who that was, I don't think I really would have like liked it that much. I thought it was funny because it's Jonathan Banks, so it's like the whole time I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, oh, this is funny. This is cool. Overall, it's not like they gave his character like that much. Like he was pretty flat. All the characters on the planet, on the prison colony, are pretty static, pretty flat. I mean, it's really just Jonathan Banks and then like the other guy. And I did like their confrontational scene where they try to have this ceasefire deal and it just falls apart and there's nothing they can do. And I do like the downer ending and the, Dr. Bashir trying to be the hopeful, like, but wait, I can turn it off, I can save him. And he immediately ruins it by like, we're going to destroy our enemy. And they're like, no, you're done. Yep. And I love that there was no big speech. Like, it's not like Cisco was like, we're trying to save your life and you don't even appreciate it. You're too far gone. It's like, no, they didn't even say anything to him. They're just like, no, you're done.
It's better that he didn't say it. I didn't need a Kirk-esque speech. And we've had his, Cisco's version of the speech in the pilots, and I don't think it would have worked here. It was much stronger for him not to have one, so I appreciate that choice.
So the Kira stuff. So I've said before that, she was the character I was most interested in, and that's still true, and I do appreciate them diving a little bit more into her backstory. All I've known since a child was violence, and, Kaiopaka saying, she says, I don't think the prophets will forgive me. And she says, they're waiting for you to forgive yourself. That's all great stuff written on a script, but, like, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. I think it's Nana Visitor or something like that. She's been pretty good so far. I found this pretty cringe. I found her emotional acting pretty cringe. And you're always talking about the subtlety of acting. For me, I really appreciate subtlety when it comes to emotional acting and crying. And like I think that's part of why I love Data so much in Brent Spiner, because he has to be so monotone while projecting so much emotion. The whole like, it's like that's not my type of acting. So I was not a fan.
In acting classes, it's often taught you do the op. You're trying to withhold what you're trying to do. If you want to cry, people don't try to cry. They try to stop themselves from crying. So you have to be able to learn to convey that. This was just full. Can you see me cry? It's like,
yeah, it was
just, people, I don't know, in some emotional scenes are like, they try to compose themselves or wiping away the tears or, locked up, they're uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable situation. They don't want to cry. They're trying to, wipe away the tear, lock themselves up, but the cracks are showing. This was just the complete opposite.
And now there are times in life, there is a time when something horrific happens, for the all-out, you're completely broken, sobbing. Like, there's times for that, and that can be really powerful in film and TV. Not here, where I don't give a shit about this Kaiopaka person, and I understand she means a lot to Kira, but we haven't seen that. So, like, when she dies in the shuttle crash, and Kira's, like, over her body, it's like something like you would expect, like, a fucking, her spouse or son or daughter died, it's like we're not there as the audience, so it doesn't affect me, and it just comes off a bit cringe, and so it's tough, you know.
Yeah, put it in the editing timeline. Clip, split, take it out, save it for a later episode where this feels more earned and more like it belongs. It didn't feel like it belonged here.
Yeah, also like maybe a director who could direct more, and look, I'm sure Paul Lynch is a great guy, very competent at his job, but maybe someone who could be like, hey, tone it down a bit, let's take that again. Not all right, one take, good, got it, good.
Paul's got no time. He's got to shoot. He's got to direct 3 more episodes on the lot.
Yeah.
Later this afternoon.
His direction was, you're sad, cry. And it was, so that it really did take me out of the episode, unfortunately. Especially, so the Kaiopaka death scene was whatever. I was honestly just trying not to laugh. But then, like, in the later scene where they are talking about the emotional stuff, like, that's stuff that I really want to be bought into because, again, on paper, in the script, that's good stuff. And then it's just, like, the execution of it is just, I'm like, I don't feel this, unfortunately. I'll still keep it in mind. The words that they said, I'll still keep that in mind for Kira's character. But hopefully, as the show goes on, we can get some better actual scenes of that. And then also Kaiopaka, again, is just another character where they're trying to put this heavy, like, religious emphasis on her, and I don't really care about her at all, and I don't really care about the actress's performance, so it just kind of falls flat.
Yeah, I got nothing to add to that. Yeah.
But I think overall, I do really appreciate all of the war-esque stuff and all of that from a thematic standpoint, and then set design, being on this prison colony type planet, again, very TOS like. And then let's talk about Chief's storyline with Dax. They got something to do.
Yeah, they got something to do. It was a lot of call him meanie. You can give him, the boring technobabble talk, but he finds a way, probably with the writing, but also his charm to make it interesting. Or just at the end, he just puts a little something on there to make it funny, make it interesting. Oh, got to put it in the net thing. It's like, I didn't know that existed. Well, I'm about to make it right now. Just little things like that to make it interesting. That's fun. And they did give him something to do. Was it the most interesting? No, but it was something. I don't know, to prove that our team is valuable. I love, not even for a second, Cisco, he didn't doubt them for a second that they were going to find him. Oh, the rescue team will be here in a matter of days. Like, what if he just... And plus, it's such a crazy situation with these satellites that shot them down. Any nearby ship comes and shoots them down. He had such faith in his team. Oh, the rescue team will be here soon.
Yeah.
He had such faith in Chief. And like, this isn't even the Enterprise either. But he knew the guy from the Enterprise was going to be able to take care of it.
Yeah.
And he did.
Or he was aware of that plot armor.
He was aware of the season's not over yet.
Yeah. We just started the show.
Yeah.
But I agree, again, very TOS-like of instead of cut back to the Enterprise, it was cut back to Chief and Dax on this shuttle to figure out what they're doing. Now, the first half of it was them catching up to where we're at, find where they went, but it was still an interesting way of how they were getting there, the whole needle in the haystack thing, metaphor with the magnet. I really liked all that. Mm-hmm. And then once they do find him, his whole plan of opening the net just 15% and sending out the probe, that was all really awesome stuff that, a lot of times in these types of episodes, that's the stuff we snore through, or that's the stuff that's like, okay, just get to it. But here, it was actually very interesting, and I give the credit to Colomini and to just the writing for Chief there, making him seem very competent, and Dax was kind of there just to be his dialogue bouncing off of partner. She didn't do that much, which is fine, but I liked it.
Yeah, a person asks questions and further along the thing, so it's not just Chief. What if it was really weird, just Chief by himself, not talking, just figuring it out?
Yeah, or just talking out loud. Another classic.
Oh, I guess you can talk to the computer. Yeah, I guess the themes of war is hell, war is dumb, people fighting each other for no reason, not being able to move past their past. Yeah, I wish I could dive deeper into this one, but I don't really know what else to say.
It tries to be really deep, but comes off a little bit surface level.
Yeah, it's really on the nose. Prime Directive mentioned, I guess. And it's like, don't lecture me in the Prime Directive.
I liked their little argument, because I don't think Dr. Bashir was trying to offend him or anything. I think he's just, young, joking, sarcastic guy. And he's like, oh, isn't that kind of a jailbreak? And he's like, because Cisco, I think he believes what he's saying, but he's also probably kind of self-conscious about it. Like, don't tell me.
I mean, we broke the Prime Directive, I think, in the first episode, didn't we? Yeah, and the episode just ends. You already mentioned in the reaction, but Bashir giving himself a little pat on the back for fixing the thing.
Keith S. says, the scenario that these guys went through was like a video game from hell. I had a thought of almost like Call of Duty-esque when they started talking about the whole idea of without the fear of death, war becomes, what'd she say, meaningless or something along those lines. And I was thinking of like a video game like Call of Duty where, you just respawn after you get killed. And
over and over again.
If that was reality, how much different war would be handled.
Yeah, I don't know. This feels fucking pointless. Maybe because their minds were lost after doing this for so many years, but I think at some point it's like, we're not getting anywhere. It's like, stop. I think it'd become more like the Birthright planet with the Romulans and the Klingons.
Oh, yeah. Where they just live, just make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they're too blinded by hatred.
Too blinded by hatred. Oh, believe me, I am too.
Fedora the Explorer says, it's a good idea for a story, but it feels undercooked. Explore Opaka's motivation and characterize her more. Plus, I really like Nana Visitor as Kira. I feel like she really overacts here. Yeah, I agree 100% with this entire take. It definitely does feel undercooked. I don't really want to explore Opaka's motivation or character more, but if they did, that would have been good. And then, yeah, I do think it was the overacting. So, yeah, I agree with all that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess after thinking about it with Opaka, she's, been I assume, a symbol of hope with the people on Bajor. And now that the Cardassian takeover or whatever is gone, maybe she feels she can help these people because there's no more left for her to do on Bajor, so now I can help bring an end to this, maybe? I don't know. That can be my only thought. Yes, I'm glad this person said this, because I was thinking of it as well, the worst episode of TNG. Tin Man 7B9 says, the biker gang from the Vengeance Factor return. A very TNG Season 2 episode and a criminally unimaginative use of the guy, one of the most intriguing characters from the pilot.
Interesting.
And right above that, Ian Myers, we're fighting a war here, Walter.
This one's The Fans. Sometimes changing one thing in a story makes it 1,000% better. The aliens on the planet should have been Bajorans who accidentally went through the wormhole 200 years ago and crashed on that planet unable to die. Take away the idea that they were just evil people. What would normal people do if they were trapped together, limited resources, and unable to die? I really like that. That's a great rewrite, which we do all the time, and I agree that would have been a very fascinating. There by accidents, and maybe they didn't know what was happening to them or know why, and then our crew comes down and figures it out. That's even more TOS-like, where they would then have to come down, solve it for them.
Yeah, what if it was two ships, a Cardassian ship and a Bajoran ship?
Oh, maybe they were like fighting in space, go through the wormhole, they both crash.
Yeah, I wonder if they thought about that, but then the Birthright episode just happened, and they're like, fuck, we can't do that now. We'll get Jonathan Banks. NX01, question, do you think the absence of the Kaiopaka will have the consequences for the future in the show? No, they'll just not address this for a few episodes, and then maybe somewhere in Season 2 they'll have an episode where they talk about it. Because she says, our paths will cross again to Cisco or whatever. But yeah, next episode's going to be like nothing happened.
But you do think eventually it will come up?
Yeah, I have faith in Star Trek. Especially now, they're pretty good with jumping back to things.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes, because if it didn't, they probably wouldn't have asked that question. So